Okay, so in these three cases, you can find out the area of any triangle, whether it be scalene, whether it be equilateral, whether it be isosceles. You can find out the area of any triangle if the height and base are given. So as shown in the first diagram, if the height from A is given, then BC becomes your base. If the height from B is given, the dotted line, then AC becomes our base. If the height from C is given, then AB becomes our base. Okay, but the only condition here is that you must know the height. If you don't know the height, then you will not be able to use this formula. Okay, so this is a very basic formula from area of triangles. And I've given you an example also in this case. But before going to the example, I would like to ask you something, that if I give you a triangle in this manner, can you tell me which one should I take as the base? Suppose I give you this triangle. I give you this triangle. Okay, and say I know this height. I produce this side, and I don't know the height from A. Can you tell me which one should be my base? Can anyone tell me which one should be my base?
Sir, BC.
Exactly. This length should be my base. If this perpendicular is given, if AM, if the height from A is given, then BC becomes my base. So the area of this triangle ABC is half into base into height, and base here we take as BC, and the height AM is given. So this way you can find out the area of this triangle. Okay, so this was just for your knowledge. Let's take an example here how to find out the area of this triangle using this formula. Find the area of a triangle whose base is 6 centimeter and corresponding height is 4 centimeter. So nothing specified. So what you will do is you can take any one as your base and any one as your height. So A, B, and C. Okay, let us take the height from A. Height is given to be 4 centimeters. Okay, and the base is given to be 6 centimeters. Okay, so therefore the area of this triangle ABC is half into base. Which one is the base? BC is my base, and let us call this M. So AM is my height. So this is half base into height. So 12 centimeters square. We write centimeter square as the unit of area. So 12 centimeter square is your area. The next formula is again uh, especially useful for scalene triangle. This formula is called Heron's formula. This is especially very useful for scalene triangles where all sides are of different lengths. Okay, you can use this for isosceles also, no problem. Okay, you can use this for equilateral also, no problem. However, Heron's formula is normally used for scalene triangles. Okay, what is Heron's formula then? If you have a triangle, see Heron's formula. Another formula for finding the area of a triangle. if you have a triangle ABC such that, remember this, such that the length of AB is C, the length of BC is A, and the length of AC is B. So in AB, C is missing, so we give a small c. In BC, capital A is missing, so we give a small a. And in AC, capital B is missing, so we give a small b. So this is the order in which you will take your sides of the triangle. Okay. If these are the lengths of the three sides of the triangle, we first define, before going to the area formula, we first define the semi-perimeter. Semi-perimeter, small s, is sum of the sides divided by 2. Okay. This relation is also expressed as 2s is equal to a plus b plus c. Okay. Remember both ways. This way also and this way also. Okay. S is equal to a plus b plus c by 2 and 2s is equal to a plus b plus c. Okay. Once we have found out the semi-perimeter of this triangle, once we have found out S, we now apply the area of triangle. Area of triangle ABC is square root of S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. This is the area of triangle. This formula is called Heron's formula for calculating the area of a triangle, where S is defined as the semi-perimeter. Okay. So this is, we are going to do one sum based on this formula. The question here is, find the area of triangle whose sides are 12 centimeter, 9.6
Sir,
centimeter. Yes.
sir, what is semi-perimeter, sir?
Semi-perimeter is half the perimeter. You see, what is a plus b plus c? A plus b plus c gives you the perimeter, right?
Oh,
So half the
yes.
perimeter is called semi-perimeter. Okay.
Oh, yes, yes.
Question is, find the area of triangle whose sides are 12 centimeter, 9.6 centimeter, and 7.2 centimeter. So let us draw the triangle. Example. The triangle, see, looks something like this, and you have sides ABC. Okay. Let us take this side as 12 centimeter. Let us take this as 9.6 centimeter. You can take any order you want actually. And let us take this as 7.2 centimeters.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. Such a late morning.
Sorry, sir.
So this is, you can take the sides in any order you want. Okay. So now from here, we'll find out the semi-perimeter. S is the sum of the sides divided by 2. So let's say taking, before this taking, you write, now see AB is what? AB is C, right? So we take this as C. So, and AC is what? This is B. So we take B as this. And BC is A. So you're taking A as 7.2. Okay. So this means taking A as 7.2, taking B as 9.6, and taking C as 12 centimeters. Okay, so this is 7.2 plus 9.6 plus 12 divided by 2. Just to get add it up, you get 28.8 divided by 2. So you get 14.4 as your semi-perimeter. Now we apply Heron's formula, find out the area of triangle. Area of triangle ABC is equal to square root of S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. And you put the values. S is 14.4, S minus A 14.4, and the value of A is 7.2. 14.4, the value of B is 9.6. 14.4 and the value of C is 12. Now the most important part here is how to find out the square root of all this. You're going to get a big number, a big product with a square root. Okay. So with a very cool mind, you first simplify. You get 14.4, and 14.4 minus 7.2 will be 7.2. 14.4 minus 9.6 will give you a 4.8. And 14.4 minus 12 will give you a 2.4. Okay. So once we have simplified, we are going to change all the fractions to decimals. Right here. All the decimals to fractions, in fact. Okay. So the decimals 141, 14.4 can be written as 144 by 10. 7.2 can be written as 72 by 10. 48 can be written as 4.8 can be written as 48 by 10, and 24 can be written as 2.4 can be written as 24 by 10.
10.
So what you get here is root over of, if you multiply all this together, you get 144 into 72 into 48 into 24 divided by 1 and then 4 zeros. Okay. Now what you do is you prime factorize each of these. You will do this, you will follow exactly the same kind of procedure as I'm doing here for all your calculations in Heron's formula. Whatever under radical that you get, under root whatever you get, you prime factorize each and every number in the numerator and in the denominator. Okay. Now in the denominator, I've got a very convenient number here, so I don't need to prime factorize. This is actually 100 square in the denominator. So I'll take this as 100 square, no need to prime factorize the denominator. You only need to prime factorize the numerator. So I have done the prime factorization. Okay. So I'll simply put the values of prime factorization. 144 can be prime factorized into 2 to the power of 4. This is into 3 square. Okay. And your 20, not 24, this is next sum, next is 72. 72 can be prime factorized as 2 cube into 3 square. Okay. 48 can be prime factorized as 2 to the power of 4 into 3. And 24 can be prime factorized as 2 cube into 3. Okay, so once we have prime factorized all this, and in the denominator, if you're getting any number apart from convenient numbers like these that I'm getting here, you prime factorize the denominator also. Okay, remember this. So here I'm getting a very convenient number, so I don't need to prime factorize. This is clearly 100 square. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the powers. 2 to the power of 4. Let us take this together. 2 to the power of 4 into 2 cube into 2 to the power of 4 into 2 cube. 2's I have taken together. I take the 3's together now. I take the 3's together. So I have 3 square, I have a 3, and I have another 3. And now I take 7 square. Yes, so only one 7 square. So no need for brackets here. There is no other term in 7. So only one 7 square. And this divided by 100 square. Next, now add up the powers. This is 2 to the power of 4 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3 into 3 to the power of 2 plus 1 plus 1 into 7 square divided by 100 square. So this is square root of, how much is 2 for this thing? 8 plus 3, 11. 14. 2 to the power of 14 into 3 to the power of 4 into 7 square divided by 100 square. Now the numerator we want to write as a power of 2. Okay, so what I will do is 2 to the power of 14 I'll write as 2 to the power of 7. 3 to the power of 4 I'll write as 3 square, and 7 I'll write as it is, so that I can write everything as square of this. Or what you can do is you can add another step if you find it a little more convenient. Let us do that step. The step that you can add here is you can write 2 to the power of 14 as 2 to the power of 7 whole square. You can write 3 to the power of 4 as 3 square square, and 7 square you write as it is, and beneath you write 100 square. And here, therefore, this becomes 2 to the power of 7 into 3 square into 7 whole square divided by 100 square. So now this becomes a perfect square now. This fraction is a perfect square. 2 to the power of 7 into 3 into 7 divided by 100 whole square. Now I can conveniently remove the radical. So I get 2 to the power of 7 into 3 into 7 divided by 100. So therefore, let me see what on multiplication what we have got. So this is 2 cube into 3, 72. So what is the prime factorization of 72? 2 cube into 3 square. So this should not be 7. This should be 3. This should be 2 cube into 3 square. Fine. We make the changes accordingly. Not much change is required. So this 7 square goes. There will be no 7 square. Okay. So you only have an extra 3 square. We add an extra 3 square here. 3 square into 3 square into 3 into 3. This is what we have. Okay, so now we add up the powers. 2 is fine, and 7 has to be removed from here. And if you add up the powers, what do you get? You get 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. So here You simply get 4, 5, 6. You get, okay. And here you write this as 3 to the power of 6 can be written as 3 cube whole square. So therefore, here in the numerator, what you get here is 2 to the power of 7 into 3 cube square, whole square. So this simply becomes 2 to the power of 7 into 3 cube divided by 100 whole square. So this is 2 to the power of 7 into 3 cube divided by 100. Now this will work. So this, when you multiply 2 to the power of 7 into 3 cube, you get 3456 divided by 100. Okay. So therefore, what is the area of this triangle? 34.56 centimeter square. Okay. So this working, how to work out this is very important. Whenever you are getting a square root here, do not panic. What you do here is you change all the decimals to fractions, and then you prime factorize the numerator and the denominator, and you work out. Okay. So that is what. Next formula is that of area of equilateral triangle. How to find out the area of an equilateral triangle? Area of an equilateral triangle, if each side of the equilateral triangle is of length, say a units. Okay. If each side of the equilateral triangle is of length a units, then the area of the equilateral triangle is root 3 by 4 into a square. Okay, remember this formula only works for equilateral triangles. So you have, let's say, an equilateral triangle. ABC. Each side is, say, a units of this triangle. All sides are equal. And obviously each angle is also 60°, but we don't need the angles for the time being here. Area of triangle ABC, then, if each side of the equilateral triangle is given to you, then the area of this triangle ABC is root 3 by 4 into a square. Formula to be remembered. Okay. And of course, the perimeter of this triangle is the sum of the sides, a plus a plus a, which is 3a. Okay. Perimeter is nothing but the sum of the sides. In fact, you don't need to remember the formula for perimeter for any of the triangles. If you know the sides, you can find out the perimeter of the triangle. You just add up the sides. So that is what the area of an equilateral triangle is. Now, how to find out the area of an equilateral triangle? Look at this example. Find the area of an equilateral triangle whose side is 8 centimeter, whose each side in fact is 8 centimeter. Give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. So here we have an equilateral triangle in which each side is 8 centimeters. So here what do we have? Here A is equal to 8 centimeters. Okay. Therefore, what is the area of equilateral triangle? ABC. It is root 3 by 4 a square. So root 3 by 4 into 8 square. Root 3 by 4 into 8 into 8. You cancel this, you get 16 root 3. You all know the value of root 3 is 1.732 up to 3 places of decimal. You multiply with this, you get 27.712. centimeter square. Okay, now here I have not given a square, but it should be a square. Okay, so here 27.712. Now if you approximate this correct to 2 decimal places, this is up to 3 decimal places. If you want the answer here, it is given correct to 2 decimal places. Can you hear me? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Hmm, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think there's a problem with my software. Okay, I'll just restart my system. You come back. Okay, or what I'll do is I'll continue tomorrow. Okay.